Welcome everyone. Thank you for coming to our release party for CELUS 11.2. We're gonna have Beda tell us something about the new features. Then Kamcha will continue with talking a bit more about our data hub. That's our biggest news. And then we will have some time for your questions. Okay, thank you. And now I will let Beda talk about our new release.
Okay, hello everybody. I will briefly take you through the new stuff in the last release. This release is special in that it doesn't contain the last one was about many new features. This one will be about a small number of, let's say, medium-sized features or smaller features, and then there will be one really big one, the data hub, which will be occupying us for most of this presentation. So I will start with the other stuff, and then at the end I will switch to data hub, and Camilla will then continue with the presentation specifically about the data hub. So I will now share my screen. I have prepared some slides, but I will be mostly walking you through CELUS as usual. So let's start with some of the new stuff. So I will immediately switch back to CELUS, and so this is our demo instance of CELUS, and right at the beginning on the main screen, there are two new features. One of them is this blue icon here at the top in the menu, and this is a direct link to our knowledge base. As you can see, if you have visited the knowledge base, let's say in a month ago or something, you will see that this is renewed. It's a completely redone, and it looks much better. And we are working on moving all the content there to this new support website. So this is a new feature. It will point you to the main page of the knowledge base from everywhere where you are. On the other hand, there are also these. I now can't find them. Let's come here. Whenever you see this knowledge base link with this ambulance logo, this will take you to the knowledge base as well, but it will take you to the specific article about the feature that you are now visiting in CELUS. So it differs. This is a specific link, and the one here at the top is to the main page of the knowledge base. So let's go back to the dashboard. One more thing that is new here, it's not new, it's fixed, is this multimedia dashboard widget. It has been fixed recently to use items because in the past, CELUS was storing information about multimedia items as titles. So this widget used titles, but when we switched to using items last year, we forgot to also update this widget, so it didn't show very good information anymore, and we fixed it in the last release, so it should be showing the right usage from now on. So let's go to another new feature, a bigger one. When you go to a list of titles for a platform or anywhere else, you will find that we now don't only have ISSN and EISSN, but we also have ISSNL. This is a linking ISSN, because usually a journal will have two ISSNs, one for the electronic version and one for the printed version. And this ISSNL is the linking one, so it is one of them selected. It's usually the printed version. and it's the one that is it is like a unique identifier of the journal. So one of them is picked. Here you can see that for all of the titles, it didn't bring anything new. It just shows the same value as one of those ISSNs. But this is because these data are randomly generated with good ISSNs. But if you have real live data, then sometimes it can happen that you will only have one of the ISSNs and it will be the other one than the ISSNL. So in that case, the ISSNL will in fact add some information to your database. And then when you go, for instance, here to title lists, and you would upload your title list with your ISSNs, we will also use this ISSNL in our database to match against your ISSNs. So there is a higher chance of a match. When we have implemented this feature, we have seen that there is something like between 5 to 10% of ISSNs or titles get extra information, get extra ISSN based on this ISSN. Also, it should improve your tagging success rate, so to say. And when we are here, one more thing that is not really new but fixed is that when you are tagging, you only use or you will upload the title list, and we will use your ISSN, EISSN, ISBN, and these identifiers to identify titles from your title list. And what we have added some time ago was also to match proprietary IDs. So this is very important, for instance, for databases where there is no other identifier, just the proprietary ID of the publisher. And if you have this proprietary ID, we can match it as well. And this is something that we have implemented last year sometime, but we forgot to put it here into this description. So this is fixed, and you can now use it, and you will even see the information that you can use it. So I wanted to mention it especially because there are some of you who were asking about this feature. Okay, so this is about this. Now let's have a look at a few small additions or changes in the sushi management. Here in sushi status, I only have like 2 sushi credentials here because this is a demo account. But an interesting or important thing here is that we have added this link here where you can go directly to the sushi for that platform, and you can here change your sushi credentials and so on when you see a problem. And there is a similar link here, which also will take you to the sushi management page, but it will be filtered to the specific platform and even counter version. So you will only see the credentials you clicked on. So you can now easily edit it and fix it here. So this is very useful feature. And one more thing, this is my favorite, and this is this thing here. It used to be called last harvestable month, but after a long time when we wanted to change it, we finally changed it, and now it's called the earliest harvestable month, so that it better describes what is going on. I will now quickly switch to my presentation because I created an image here. You can see. So this is when you are harvesting data in CELUS and you want to harvest for one whole year. CELUS will start from the most recent data. So this big yellow arrow shows you that CELUS goes from the most recent date back into the past, and it harvests each month. And when it harvests it, sometimes it runs into an sushi exception, which tells it we don't have any data like we don't have this, the data we have is not, does not go so much into the past. So there is no data available anymore. So, and because we were going into the past, it like seemed natural to call it the last harvestable month because it was the last where CELUS was able to get data. But of course, when you don't know that CELUS is harvesting into the past and so on, it seemed really strange to call it last harvestable month. So we finally managed to fix it. And I hope that everybody who was asking us why it's named so strangely will now be happier with this new version. So let's switch back again to CELUS. And let's go to reporting. There have been some changes in reporting as well. So when you create a report, you run it, then you start making some changes, you set up some filters or whatever, and so on. And then you remember that in fact, if you want to go back, then we have added this button here at the top to reset to either the default report or the last saved one. So when I click reset now, you will see that the filter was removed. If I go to reports here, I have only one here. And if I edit an existing report, I can run it, it will show something. Then I, for instance, change the metric here from unique item requests to say total item investigations and run it again. And then I remember, okay, well, I made some changes, but I want to go back to what I had saved. I will just click this reset button again, and it will restore the report as it was before. So you can see it again, filters by unique item requests. So this is a very useful way how to get to the most recent saved version of the report. A related feature is that when you make some change and you don't want to overwrite your existing report, but you want to save it as a new one, you can just hit save as here and store it as a copy without needing to go to the reports and copy it there and so on. So it's much easier now. You can see that I now have a copy. So this is very easy way how you can create a copy once you started modifying a report. And if you realize later that you want to save it as a new report, this is very, very efficient way how to do it. So this is in the reporting itself. And then in specialized reports, there is a very small new feature because sometimes where there are several reports which are used as fallback, and then here, for instance, in iPads, you can see that we are summing up book usage with multimedia usage. And because there are two fallbacks in the multimedia usage, it starts to get a little bit complicated what is what. So we added this coloring feature, so you can see that this blue one is related to the books, this pink one is related to multimedia, and you can then see that also these results are color coded, so it's easier to navigate and orient yourself in the data. So this is everything I wanted to show about the small changes in CELUS. There have been also many small bug fixes and other really small features which I don't want to mention because it would be too boring. So let's end with this part, and let's go to the most important feature, and this is called the CELUS Data Hub. And I will again switch back to my presentation. Yeah, that's it. So The data hub, it used to be called, I think, analytical database, but we decided to give it some more interesting name. And this is a feature which was now promoted from the beta stage to production. And this is where you can access all your data in CELUS from external tools. So if you want to connect, let's say Power BI or some other tool like that into your CELUS data, you can very easily do it using this data hub. The data hub contains all of your usage, plus also the tagging information. So if you have your titles tagged, you can also use the tags in your queries and so on. The data in the data hub are already like they have passed through CELUS, so they have been already cleaned up. So ISBNs have been normalized, years of publications have been normalized, and so on. And also the feature that you can easily merge two versions, two versions of the same counter report in reporting was also implemented in the data hub. So you can work with multiple counter versions very easily in the data hub as well. You will just have the TR and TR 5.1 reports, and there will also be a TR merged report which combines those two together, and you don't have to care about this at all. You will just write your queries as if it was one report. So that's very interesting feature. The data hub, so about some technical stuff, how it works. The data are synchronized to the data hub once daily, but you can also do it manually. I will show you very quickly how it works. In the background, the data hub uses a very powerful analytical database, which is called ClickHouse, and which is really very fast when it comes to any analytical queries. It is intended, or the intention is to have the data hub as really the online or on-the-fly source of data. So you can query it anytime you want. You can build your interactive dashboard directly on top of this database. You don't have to copy the data anywhere. You can just use it on the fly. So and it's on our infrastructure. You don't have to set up any infrastructure on your own and so on. So I think this is very important as well. But of course, if you would be interested in, let's say, copying all the data from CELUS to somewhere else, this is also a great feature. There has been now some discussion in the counter mailing list about how people like back up their data, or how they store their data for a longer period of time. And if you want to implement something like that, you want to have your data backed up using the data hub, and simply copying the data from there is really very simple and very efficient way. The ClickHouse database is very widely supported by analytical tools. You can see some mentioned here, which we have either tested ourselves or our customers have already tested them successfully. I will mention Power BI, which seems to be the most widely used, and which Camilla will show you in a short time how to use it. Or you can just use SQL. It's if you are a geek like me and you would like to try SQL, it's not a problem at all. So before I show the data hub directly in CELUS, there is one more thing I need to take care of before that. The CELUS data hub is a paid extension of CELUS. We had to buy some more infrastructure for that. There has been a lot of development, and we also have dedicated support for that. And we didn't think it fair to for everybody to have to pay for this new feature, because we know that not everybody will be using it. We know that there are some of you who really want to have this connection, and there are some who are really not interested. So we decided that it will be an extra feature that you can activate if you want. Because it's related to how much data you have, we decided to simply make it at 20% of the normal subscription rate. And also, we don't want to like spring it on you so suddenly. So we decided that all of you will have, if you want, you can have a free trial until your next subscription renewal. So there will be no billing until you have your subscription renewal. And then if you want to activate the data hub or keep it activated, there will be this extra fee for that. Because it's a feature that requires some setup on our side, and also because it involves money are involved in that. You cannot switch it on yourself in CELUS, but if you let us know, just write to ask CELUSnet, and we will do it very, very quickly for you. So now I will very briefly switch back to CELUS to just show you what it looks like in CELUS. And then I will switch to Kamcha, who will show you all the stuff about Power BI. So the Data Hub, you can see it here. And when you come here, you will either see information that it's not switched on for you, then please contact us. Or if it's already switched for you, you will see some basic information how to connect to the database. So you will see the database, the host name, port, database name, username, and if you click on this I, it will show you a password. I will not do it here. And there is also this connection string, which can be useful, for instance, in Power BI and so on, which has some of those things already put together so that you don't have to copy it one by one. And then under here, you can see all the reports that have been synchronized for my demo account. And here are also the virtual tables, which are the merged ones I mentioned before. So you have, for instance, you here have the TR report from 5.0 counter and 5.1 TR, and these two are merged together in this TR merged table as well. This data is automatically synchronized once daily, but if you want, you can also start the sync manually here. You will just click this button and it will start syncing. Depending on the amount of changes, it will be either very quick or it will take a few minutes, but it doesn't take very long. And then you will be limited, you are limited to only one sync per hour, so that the servers are not overloaded, but I think that should be quite okay. As you can see here, this arrow and this pointer, you can click it. When you click some of this, it will open directly into a ClickHouse web interface, which will show you the structure of the table for this report. So for TR, you can see that we have some columns like organization, platform, date, metric, title, and then the dimensions or the columns you are used to from the counter reports, so like access type, access method, data type, and so on. Year of publication. Here also year of publication as number. I want to draw attention to this because year of publication in counter is stored as a string, which is strange, but that's what it is. So even though most of the publishers will just put normal numbers there are publishers who do strange things and put things like C 2024 and XXX7 and whatever into the data, and then it's very hard to work with it if you want to use ranges like I want data from 2000 to 2020. It's very hard to work with it when these are strings, and especially if these things are somehow messed up. So here we have included this YOP number, which is already converted to number, and you can very easily work with it. And then this last thing is the value, which is the actual usage. So, and you can use this for, if you know some SQL, you can very quickly explore your data here. So I hope that you will not find it too boring if I just do a quick SQL query here. So let's say I want each platform I have access to, I want to count all the titles on the platform and sum up the usage on that platform. And I want to filter the data by metric for the name to be unique item requests. And I need to group by the platform name. And let's run it. And you can see that I have the platforms here, number of titles and the value. And this is from the TR report. If I want to switch to TR 5.1, I will just change the name of the table here, run it, and you can see that some platforms are here from the same ones, some are new. Or if you just don't care about the version of counter and you want all TR usage, you will use merge. And now if I run it, I will see all the platforms here, or all 5 platforms here with their data. I can even, in the TR merge table, there is even information about the source report. So I can, let's say, group array distinct source report. Okay. And now you can see that some of them only use TR 5.1, some of them used only TR 5, and for some of them both were used because their part of the usage was in the old one, part in the new one. These merged reports work the same way as in CELUS, so the 5.1 version is preferred. And if it's not there for a specific month, then it's replaced by the 5.0 version. So it's not summed up together. It's really like merged in an intelligent way. So you can really play with it here in SQL. But if you are not interested in SQL, you can do it much more easily by using, for instance, Power BI. And I will now give a word to Camila, who will show you how to do it exactly in the Power BI.
So, hello everyone. I will show you a short demo of the connection CELUS Data Hub to Power BI, and then I will show you some examples what visualizations we have so far created and which we have found interesting. I will share my screen. Can you see my screen? Okay, thanks. And now, so I will go directly to Power BI to show it live. I will switch on the Power BI desktop because all the data has to be uploaded and visualizations are created in Power BI desktop. I start by creating a blank report and I will start by getting data from another source. Here I choose ClickHouse. It's sufficient to start writing ClickHouse. I don't have to search for it. Connect. And now I need my credentials from CELUS, so I will switch to CELUS. And here I have all the credentials I need for the connection, and I can here copy it. Now I need the port. I can either use 8443 or the second one, but the first one works very well. I will use it. And then I need the database. I can also copy it. So, and now I can connect to my demo database, to my demo data hub, and I can either choose to import my data into Power BI or leave it in ClickHouse and only query the data each time that I create a visualization or a table in Power BI, but I want to import the data, so I will leave it like this. Now Power BI is loading a preview of my data, a preview of the tables which are available to be downloaded, and I can choose one or more, and I just now need TR report, and I want to use counter 5 and counter 5.1 all my data, so I will choose the TR merged. Now I can either load the data, all the data into Power BI, or transform the data in Power Query. My data is demo, so maybe it could be loaded, but your data, your real data will be usually very large, and we strongly recommend to transform your data before you load them into Power BI to make it smooth, to not to wait, not to look at turning wheels before it's loaded. It's much more efficient. So here I have the Power Query editor. And here I have again a preview of my data. It looks like the data, the whole data, but it's the top 1000 rows and there are more. And I can see all the columns of the table. They are merged. Here is the value of the usage. Here is date. And now I will remove columns which I don't need. So I will choose columns. I definitely want metric. I would like to have platform. I definitely always need the value because this is the usage, and I also want date. Let's keep it simple and leave it like this. I can change it later if I want to. I have all my steps here and I can adjust them later. Like this one step, I can still go back to it and change it. Right now, I'm happy with it. And I want to do one more thing to condense my data. I want to group it by the uh, by the by the metric, by the platform, and by the date. So I will choose group by. As I mentioned, I want the metric, the platform name, and the date as the grouping criteria. And here I choose the value to be summed up like this. Okay. And now I have my data cleaned, condensed, and reduced to what I really need. I'm happy with my data, so I will now close and apply to go back to Power BI. Now it's getting synchronized. I can see my table here and also here in the table view. And I can start building my visualizations. It's nothing complicated. I just choose a bar chart. Power BI is clever and already recognized the date as date and also made some splitting on it. So I definitely will want to have date in my chart and I will want to have value. Like this, I have already a very simply created chart, but it's all values, all platforms, all metrics summed up. So it's very good to add some slicers and to be able to choose which metric, which platform, and maybe also some date choosing. So metric, I'll just click on it and I can now choose one metric. I will choose unique item requests and the chart reacts immediately. I will add another slicer for the platform. So now I can choose, I see all my platforms and I can choose one of them. And it's also a good idea to be able to filter time span. I will just add year and limit the year to last 4 years. Like this, it's simple, but it's okay. I save my report. And for my colleagues to be able to see my results, my visualization, I have to publish the report. And Power BI already knows which workspaces I have available. I have here CELUS Analytics. I will select it and go for publishing. Now it's loading all the data, the data model and the visualization into the cloud, into the Power BI service. And now it's done. I can directly click into it. And here I can share it with my colleagues, which will have the same features, the same slicers available. They can add just the visuals, and it's not static, it's flexible for them, and they can adjust it as they need, as they want. So this is a very simple way how to get the data from Data Hub to Power BI. If you get stuck, something isn't working, CELUS has here the ambulances. You can go to article how to connect CELUS to Power BI, and you will find the process here, so you can reverse to it and try to work on it. Or we are available at ask@celus.net, and you can write to us and we will try to help you. So this is the live demo, and now I will switch to my presentation. And here I have some visualizations, or I can actually show them live, and I have a model already made and stored that took some more work, even if not that much. But I would be long to create it live. And here I had some use cases which I wanted to see, so I created some visuals for that. This is one for the merged reports, specifically merged TR. I had some 10 platforms, and I wanted to see if I have data in counter 5 or counter 5.1, and I wanted to see the share which is prevailing and which is in minor. And you can see that if I go from the earlier years, like 2023 and 2024, I have majority of counter 5 reports, but as I go forward to year 24 and 25, counter 5.1 gets the upper hand, gets the majority, and it becomes the main report for for many platforms. Then I have some other visual. I started to experiment with year of publication, and I was curious which platforms are used, how much in the past, in the history, the platforms are used. And for example, IEEE is used for relatively recent articles, whereas JSTOR is more used like an archive. Similarly, ProQuest is used for recent articles, whereas EBSCO is also quite used as an archive. So this was quite interesting to see. And you can also see that for year 2024, there is a majority of control access, but then it starts to be either open access gold or open access, and open is specific for counter 5.1, and OA gold is rather for counter 5. So here it changes, and it also corresponds with the source file, but I don't have that much time, so I will switch to Scopus. Here I was interested, and this is possible as you have already also tags exported from CELUS, as well as your usage data. You can combine tags with usage. And here I have combined the Scopus tags with the usage, and I was curious which science is how much the Scopus field are used to the history, and it's visible that for computer science, the most relevant articles are for the last 10 years, whereas arts and humanities are much more into the past, and very much so. If I go back, it's very far actually back. So this is just a demonstration what can be done and actually it can be done much more with just some small experiments with the data. So this is all from me. I will end my presentation here. If you have any questions, let us know.
Okay, thank you, Kamcha. Also, thank you, Beda. I don't see any questions yet, but maybe somebody is thinking. I will repeat in the meantime that we are looking forward to see you again next week, this time for a webinar about Power BI. And our guest librarian is Jeremy Lloyd from University of Maine. So you will hear not only from Kamcha, but also from Jeremy. Uh, Still no questions here. Interesting. Beda has a question.
I don't have a question. I have an answer. No, I just wanted to briefly mention that the reports that Kamcha was showing, we are planning to release them as templates, which will be available for download on our website, so that you don't have to create everything from scratch. You can just download some templates from us, and we would also like to support user-created templates, so you can send them to us, and we will share them with others, so that everybody can benefit from the work.
Yes, perfect. Thank you.
Very true. I actually forgot to show one thing that we all have how the template works, and I will show it very, very quickly because we have very limited time. But if you want just to create a visual very, very fast, we have and we will prepare some more templates, and we have this one, and it's enough to transfer your credentials. I will again choose the 84045, and I need the database. And that's actually all I need. And now the visual is being created. And it's there. I can already start using it. And it was no big hassle. And you can start using it with your credentials right away. So tell us more what you would like to see in the templates. We will create them and make them available at our shared space.
And I will just briefly mention that Kavila did not have to enter the password anywhere for the database. This is because when you open it for the first time, it will ask you for the password, and then Power BI stores it internally, so you don't have to provide it anymore. But if you do it the first time, you will definitely have to put in your password. Without the password, nobody can get in.
True, I have already the password stored.
Thank you for the clarification. Okay, we have one question from Merit. I'm not familiar with CELUS. Can you explain how you link JASP counter data to CELUS? Veda, Christoph,
Well,
somebody?
CELUS works by using the standard counter API, formerly known as Sushi, which you can use for harvesting data. So if you use JASP, there is no direct way I am aware of like directly transferring the data, but you can definitely copy your Sushi credentials from there into CELUS, or if you have many of them, you can just export them as a table and send them to us, and we will import them into CELUS, and you can then start harvesting your data using the counter API. Or if you have your usage in tables, in tabular counter reports, you can always also upload them manually, but I think it's much more convenient to use the counter API for that. So yeah, that's the best way, I think.
Yes, thank you. Another question from Anika. Template sounds great. Will sliders fill with, for example, all available platforms from our own data?
Yes, there will be all your platforms, and if you are interested, I will send you this one template right away, and you can have a try.
Okay. And one
And I
more.
will be very grateful if you send me some suggestions how the templates they should look like, because I'm no librarian. I will welcome any suggestions.
Okay, and Annika says happy to try that. Perfect.
Super.
And we have one more question from Jamie. Is the non-counter data available in the Data Hub?
Yes, yes, sure. Uh, I didn't show it, but all the tables from non-counter data are visible there. I will shortly share it. I have only one here. I think I have this Irite, and here is it's a special table for each non-counter platform. So if you have 5 non-counter platforms, you would see them here as, and also here as exported tables or synchronized tables. And you can work with them in the same way as with the counter tables. They are normalized as usually. So you can query them, you can load them, you can visualize them. Everything is possible also with the non-counter data.
Great, thank you. Jamie also says thank you. Okay, so there are no open questions. So thank you very much, guys, once again for joining us. Have a good rest of your day.
Bye bye.
Big thanks. Bye.